morning. The 16 days of activism on the elimination of violence against women and children rises above all in all today's day. This joint effort to spotlight the issue of violence against women and children, I believe, should not only be limited to these 16 days, but all throughout the year. All through 24 hours that we have in the day, we want our women and children to be protected. There is no space for violence in our society. There should be actually no place for violence in the homes. We've got to remember, violence begets violence. Violence will continue if we do not step up our efforts to ensure that our women and children are safe. And of course, to all my gentlemen friends, we will make sure that the women also adhere to this so there's no violence against you. The statistics on violence against women are alarming indeed. The major findings in a study by the Fiji Women's Crisis Center and the Fiji Bureau of Statistics states 43 women are injured, 1 is permanently disabled, and 71 lose consciousness every day in Fiji throughout domestic violence. These are just reported cases, ladies and gentlemen. Many cases go unreported. So we urge to all the women to stand up in solidarity and support each other. Report such cases, please. We are also told that up to 16 women are injured badly enough every day to need health care. But because women underestimate the impacts of violence on their health and well-being, only about 1 in 10 tell a health worker the true case of the injury. And many do not get the health care they need. There has also been an observed trend in Fiji of violence against women increasing in occurrence and severity around the festive season of Christmas and New Year. There could be a reason. There could be a reason. In festive times, I don't have to spell it out, people celebrate. People are happy. And maybe they lose their sense of responsibility towards the women. So men, please enjoy Christmas, drink, eat with your families, and please be in control. I use this platform today to make a nationwide appeal to all our men and young men, all our young men and men, please value and protect the women in your lives. The Bainimarama government is serious about its commitment to eliminating violence in our homes, streets, communities, settlements and villages. Never before in the history of Fiji has the legal and policy framework of the whole government been so progressive on women's rights and protection from discrimination and violence. Our constitution guarantees the protection of each and every Fijian from any form of discrimination regardless of your sex, gender, race, economic, social or health status, sexual orientation or gender identity. We have the domestic violence decree that provides for victims of physical and sexual abuse to get judicial relief and also get a domestic violence restraining order while waiting for court proceedings. The Fiji police has a no-draw policy. We know, however, that the practice of those responsible for implementing the laws and policies is often contradictory because of the religiously and culturally socialized biasness. This we will work to address holistically as government through the implementation of the National Gender Policy. As part of the Ministry of Women, Children and Poverty Alleviation's work for 2015, we will review our work with the Fiji Police on our Zero Tolerance Violence-Free campaign with the aim of improving and strengthening our joint response to violence against women and children. I can hardly overstate the need for a concerted effort in educating youth and young, providing them with appropriate information, guidance on all aspects of life, increase their sense of worth and sense of responsibility, and helping them build the strength and substance of their character. Men and boys in particular need to be educated about responsible fatherhood. Men, ladies and gentlemen, must have the courage and wisdom to discard practices that harm their wives and children and which leaves a permanent mark on their lives. Violence against women costs a nation and poses a major obstacle on the achievement of equality for sustainable development and peace. Unfortunately, in Fiji, many of our sisters, daughters and mothers are subjected to and live with violence daily. These violent acts are inflicted by their own loved ones, mainly their husbands, partners, and other male relations in the comfort of their homes. These perpetrators are expected to provide safety and security to their loved ones. Fathers, ladies and gentlemen, must realize that whether they like it or not, they are role models for their sons and daughters. Therefore, they must endeavor that only good practices and wisdom are passed on to their offsprings. Not only do international commitments demand this of us, but our own laws prohibit these crimes. We cannot continue to talk about equal opportunities and a new life and better Fiji for all if we tolerate our women being abused every day. Every woman and child deserves to feel safe, to be protected and respected. And we acknowledge the work of the NGOs who have worked tirelessly in this area, and those government agencies and development partners who have embraced campaign to eradicate domestic violence and work towards a violence-free nation. Ladies and gentlemen, before I conclude, if I may say, the government will continue to partner with relevant NGOs, civil-based organizations, civil societies, faith-based organizations to move Fiji forward as a nation that turns away from abuses of women and children and girls. Collectively, we can change the social landscape we live in. For the women here, like I said, let me remind you, we need to walk in solidarity. We cannot just say women in solidarity and we walk against each other, as in many cases. We have to live it. We must work together with all the women around us and find ways to protect each other. Many at times we hear women in solidarity and we hear the word solidarity. For me, I think that's just a word we are using personally. We need to understand what solidarity is. Women must support women in such ventures. Women must support women to progress further. Unfortunately, ladies and gentlemen, the bitter truth is we do not support each other. We do not support each other. Such campaigns are going to be futile if we do not join each other and raise our voices against elimination of all forms of violence. I'm inspired by the saying that I see in front. Everybody's life is somebody's business. Whether it be our neighbor, whether it be our relatives, or whether it be anybody in the community, their life is our responsibility as well. So please do report. Do report. It is your business to report if you see violence in your community. Probably that's the only way we are going to walk the talk of eliminating violence in our society, if we all join hands. Right? A simple message, please support your fellow sisters. And on that note, finally, if I can say, I'd like to thank everyone involved in organizing this event and the celebration of the homecoming. I think this event has kick-started Bar's Christmas celebration. And on that note, if I may give a Christmas present to our beautiful ladies here, I'd like to hand over 36 sewing machines to our women's club here. And that is part of this year's program for the ministry in empowering our women. Gentlemen, there's nothing stopping you from learning how to sew beautiful chambers that we can buy. And this is in kind partnership with the government of People's Republic of China. Thank you very much, and I wish you all a very, very Merry Christmas on behalf of my permanent secretary, my director social welfare, my director women and the staff, and my family, and of course, a blessed, blessed New Year. Thank you very much.